So when I first started, it was the only thing I knew. So the only thing that I could do to earn some money, cover my expenses while I figure out where I wanted to take this company. And the interesting insight was for the first 2 years, we didn't even have a single website, right? And I was constantly booked out. So it made me realize, wow, wait a second. The barrier to become a financial analyst is so difficult. And most real estate developers don't come from a fancy college or have a fancy degree in finance. And they didn't work in an institutional environment where they're just sitting there doing financial modeling for 2 years. And by the way, 2 years, I remember because that's how long it took me doing this full time to get comfortable with what I'm doing. So, how the heck are they finding the right people to run their numbers? And the answer, as I found out, is that a lot of them don't, right? So, a lot of them are just finding models that they found online or beg, borrow, and steal from their friends, and then tweaking it without really understanding how the financials are working for their deals. And the rest is pure gut instinct. And that terrified me.
It should terrify you, and it should terrify them.
Yeah.
I feel kind of a juxtaposition for at least, I think restaurant franchisees in general are also in that kind of same boat as maybe some of the real estate investors, where they don't come always polished with a financial background. Domino's likes to tout that 95% of their franchisees started as drivers, which means that a lot of them get to being a franchisee without the wealth of knowledge necessary to run a really effective business around finances and people management. So that's kind of where my niche is, helping those folks. And I absolutely can identify with like, hey, you're stealing your team member handbook from somebody in California and you operate in Florida. That doesn't work. And like all these like little pieces that if they did have that traditional education, they wouldn't be potentially stepping in big problems. So you noticed that on the real estate side.
Oh yeah, 100%. But like you said, the traditional education is not the right path for everyone, right? It's very cost prohibitive. And by the way, these people have managed to build something for themselves, often very scrappy with very little resources. So if they're already able to do that, it makes no sense for them to spend a lot of time going through the education. It's simply not a good use of their time. So what I tried to do was the first step was I hired other people to try to scale the business. And then I realized it is so difficult to find and train and manage a good analyst. Have you ever hired anyone online before, an analyst?
Well, I don't know if I've ever hired an analyst specifically, but I know hiring can be.
Anyone?
Say that for me again.
Any website developer, marketing, copywriter.
Yeah, I've definitely gone through many phases of what's the word when you're getting quotes or you're understanding their business and you're getting to know them. I guess the sales process is probably the right way to say it.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, right? And truth be told, there aren't a lot of A players out there. So then over time, I realized this agency model also isn't going to scale because people are relying on me to be the bottleneck. And so the only reasonable solution to be able to serve more people and help more people is I needed to develop software. So that's why we're building the 10x Real Estate Analyst now.